bring him to the green flag for the first time this season on an oval.
Green, green, green.
Race number 13 of the 14 that make up the schedule. Remember last year, Davey, on lap number 1, we had a 2-car incident involving our pole sitter, Stephen Wilson. But right now, good clean start through 2.
Well, you see, there we go.
Hold on to it. Hold on. Oh, 2 cars involved. Make it 3, make it 4.
Oh, my God.
Make it 5. There's a car up and over.
Gustavo.
Is that Gustavo Yacaman?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And there we go. There's the cold tires right there. We've seen somebody pull out of line immediately. I think it was one of Schmidt's cars and try to make up time. We've seen the leader and Brandon in second lift a little bit, take it easy. We've seen the guy on the outside going for it, and all of a sudden we see cars start spinning.
Yeah, I think it was Jacob Wilson who he must have just lifted.
Well, here it is. They were 3 wide momentarily. And there's Wilson on the inside.
Yeah.
And car number 19.
And there you go. We're back to, a rookie being up front. It's tough when your first race. He's a great race driver. We run with him in sprint cars all the time. But, man, when he obviously lifted, but then he probably just got on the accelerator too much and got on the cold tires, and there it went.
Well, Brian Clausen, you watched the onboard shot. He did a good job of avoiding this mess in turn number 2. But what an unfortunate start to this race. Jake Query?
And we're standing with Brian Belardi, who now can watch what happened with Jacob Wilson, his rookie, making his first start here in the Firestone Indy Lights. You said he was good during the test, he was good during practice, but what happened there at the outset?
Yeah, he was fantastic, actually, during our practice, and obviously he qualified third yesterday. I couldn't see actually what happened. I'm trying to look at a monitor right now to see actually what happened at the start of the race. So.
Did he say anything on the radio once the incident took place? Obviously he's okay, right?
Yeah, he's fine. He did not say much, though.
What are your plans for next year? And I know that obviously this is a disappointment, but does he factor into your future plans with the team?
He does. We're going to have 2 cars next year for sure, a potential 3rd car. So he's a very talented young driver, and we're looking forward to moving forward with him.
All right, so it looks like Jacob Wilson, obviously a disappointment here, guys, but making the jump from USAC next year, we should see him more with Belardi and Firestone Indy Lights.
Well, no fewer than 5 cars involved. This was only a 13-car field, so you see Gustavo Yacaman, who celebrated in victory lane. There's Jacob Wilson, the 21-year-old rookie from Crawfordsville, Indiana, making his first Firestone Indy Lights start. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. And Connor, okay, we're on board the 77 car with Brian Clausen at the start. Take us through it here.
Yeah, I mean, ovals. I got to do 2 ovals last year in Star Mazda, and it's always difficult going into turn 1, especially when you're 3 wide. But when you see smoke, like you'll see here, I mean, it's so difficult getting on the brakes as well, because as soon as you jump off the power, the car gets very, very loose. So you could see it getting away from Brian a little bit there, but he kept it under control, and that's the important thing. I mean, 3 wide like that is very difficult. Joseph actually made a good move, but it just looks like, you could see Wilson there just get a little bit loose, and it's, as soon as you get loose on an oval, it is difficult.
Yeah, and Davey, we talked about the temperature, and cold tires on a fast track without plenty of temp in them equals bad things.
Yeah, and one thing you got to remember, this is Jacob Wilson's first race. He comes from sprint cars, Mike, 900 horsepower, big tires. You can fire them up, you can get heat in them really easy. You got wings, a lot of downforce on these short tracks to get heat. He just didn't have the experience yet to get heat in these tires, man, he had a big hit on the inside.
He did on the inside, didn't he, as he came across. So the 13-car field to start this race is now down to just 8 cars, and there you see the 5 drivers involved. Jacob Wilson, who touched it off in turn number 2, and the rear end stepped out on him. Esteban Guerrieri, Gustavo Yacaman, David Ostella, and Anders Krohn. Of course, Yacaman just a few weeks ago in Baltimore celebrating his first win in the series. He won't be celebrating today, as Gustavo Yacaman's day is done early here in turn number 2. Beautiful day, but not a beautiful start. With Davey Hamilton, Connor Daly, and Jake Query, I'm Mike King. Kentucky Speedway, the cleanup underway. Unfortunately, Jacob Wilson in his first Firestone Indy Lights start touches off a 5-car melee in turn number 2 on the very first lap. We're going to take a look, and by the way, that car right there, number 11, the blue and white car, Joseph Newgarden, has clinched the 2011 Firestone Indy Lights Championship simply by taking the green flag. Okay, let's take a look at the replay. Connor, you and Davey, let's get the driver's perspective here.
Whether it's very bumpy on the bottom, and he barely touched that line. I think probably what happened, you've seen the car wiggle just a little bit. He lifted a little, thinks it's under control, gives us some gas, still bumpy, still cold tires, and just turns around.
Yeah, it looked like the car just started to drift a little bit, and as soon as he corrected it on a little bit of the yellow line. So that was just a lot of different variables kind of working against each other.
Jake Query, Esteban Guerrieri started the day second in the championship. You've got him.
Just outside the UK Healthcare Center here at the Kentucky Speedway, Anders Krohn is having his knee tended to. Esteban Guerrieri has been released. What happened? What did you feel and see?
Well, actually, coming into turn 1, number 19 was a bit shaky from the rear, and then he lost it coming out from 2. He was right in the middle of the track, you know, he was not going up or staying down, so I just waited, and then I hit him. I couldn't avoid him, and then we went both up and got a couple of other cars, unfortunately. But well, I mean, at least we are all in good shape, in good health. So it's a shame to lose 5 cars in a race in the first lap, but it's like this. Racing in ovals is like that, so we have to look forward for the next one.
Disappointing end of the day for Esteban Guerrieri. Just to clarify, car number 19 he referenced, that is the rookie Jacob Wilson.
So Esteban Guerrieri now has to watch and wait to see if he will leave Kentucky Speedway second in the championship, going to the finale at Las Vegas.
Under caution at the Kentucky Speedway, the Firestone Indy Lights, Jacob Wilson, that opening lap accident, what happened?
Just stepped around on me. Thought we had grip there. The car was handling good. Came through one good, and then it bobbled a little bit, got out of the throttle a little bit, went to get back on it, and then just backed around on me. Couldn't quite keep it under me there. I hate to say rookie mistake because I don't believe in those. I think that everybody in this field should be experienced enough not to worry about that. But yeah, it just came around on me. I hate to ruin anybody else's runs. There's a lot of good guys that got caught up in that, and I feel really bad about that.
We'll see Jacob Wilson again in the Firestone Indy Lights. Mike King back to green.
Yeah, finally back to green. Will complete 15 laps at the line. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case here today.
The highs and lows of racing. Gustavo Yacaman of Columbia now sees them. The win at Baltimore, and now obviously this at Kentucky. Innocent bystander?
Yeah, you know, really disappointed. This sort of races are like that. You gotta be really careful. You know, my first time here 3 years ago, the same thing happened to me, taking Charlie out with me. You know, after that, I learned before the race, I took a couple turns of weight jacker off, full stiff on the front bar, full soft on the rear bar. You know, I know what to expect now. And I guess the rookies don't, you know, so I guess nothing to do about it. Jacob spun, and I was just, you know, I was avoiding it, but somebody hit me from behind, and I just went flying, or I don't know what happened after that.
Good news is he's okay. Disappointing early finish for Gustavo Yacaman.